Hey guys, got to apologise that I did screw up the other day. I posted a video showing we did a compression test and a leak down test. It's not totally screwed up, but I did screw up in that I brought number 2 to top dead centre, assuming that number 5 would be the same. And you're right. Number 2, if number 2 is on the compression stroke, number 5 is on the exhaust stroke. Now, I swear I did check it both ways. So I went back after all the comments and rechecked it, and number 5 came up not totally screwed, but still leaking down quite a bit. So maybe the head gasket's okay there, but it still doesn't explain why we have water in our oil. So we filled the coolant system up and we've pressurized that. I pumped it up to 25. Right now it's at about 22.5 psi in the cooling system, and we got water flowing pretty freely out of the sump into the drain pan. So we still have a fairly major problem with this thing. Is it head gasket? Maybe. Maybe it's split between the oil and coolant, and maybe not all the way out. Maybe it's the oil cooler. Maybe it's fractured inside, you know, from sitting so long, corroded. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe it's the turbos. At the moment, we don't know. Maybe it's a porous head. Maybe we've got a pinhole in the head. So the upshot of it all is we're going to have to pull the head off regardless. We're going to have to pull the head off, get the head sent off, get it pressure tested, make sure it's fine, and then we've got to, you know, junk those turbos. We're not even going to play that game. Maybe we'll ditch the oil cooler as well, just to eliminate that. This thing is just doing my head in, but I do apologise. I did screw up with the leak down test, but right now we've got coolant coming out of the recirculation valve. What the fuck? Why? Okay. Why? Why is the coolant coming out of there? That's interesting. See the things you find when you pressurise the coolant system. So, this thing has some fairly major problems. We're going to have to sort it out, but it won't be today, I don't think. You can hear that coolant dripping away into the drain pan. Man, I swear this, we call it the Trolvo because we're supposed to troll other people, but this thing is trolling us at the moment, so. But anyway, we'll get it sorted out eventually. Just a lot of work to do between now and then. Okay, so remember like 2 minutes ago I said, why is the coolant coming from there, and how is it possibly coming out of there? Because the only thing going to that is vacuum lines. So I thought, hey, let's pull this off, and you can kind of see the results, but yeah. Kind of shows you we have a problem. We have a real problem. Wow, where is that coming from? Seriously, like, how? That is some craziness right there. It was certainly spectacular. Look at it, it's everywhere. Well, bloody Japanese cars. Got to say, this has been a bit of an eye-opener. I have made several errors, unfortunately. So we popped that line off before, found coolant leak, which got us thinking, how is coolant getting into the vacuum lines and that sort of stuff? And so I asked the boys down at Max, and John asked about the throttle body. I'm like, yeah. He's like, have you got the water plumbed to the throttle body? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, yes, and it turns out, yes, I did. I had the water plumbed to the throttle body because it requires it. Stupid Japanese engine wants water at the throttle body. But my mistake was the other side I believed was the PCV line, so I plumbed it to the rocker cover where it actually was water return. So I've got that blocked off now. So that should be plumbed back into the water system somewhere. Yeah, it uses water to basically set up the idle control past the throttle body, like why Japanese cars. Anyway, so we've blocked that off. We have repressurized the coolant system, okay, and it is now holding a pretty steady 25 psi. And now under here, we're not really seeing our stream of coolant coming out of the sump, which is good. So after all that, after all the mess and anguish and that, maybe we don't have a blown head gasket. Maybe we just got a cylinder that's a little bit sad there, or maybe, you know, valve's not closing properly or whatever. But the fact is that our coolant is getting into the engine via a plumbing issue, which is on me. But yeah, if we fix that, we can whack our turbo on there and maybe get this thing boosting in relatively no time at all. In fact, we've got a present sitting up on the boot of the car. Let's go have a look at that. So this showed up yesterday. We ordered it Friday and it showed up yesterday. So yesterday being Monday. From Golby's, that is our exhaust manifold. So externally gated, so we'll weld a wastegate flange to that. We'll use one of our 45mm wastegates. And then, yeah, very nice set of headers, Tonka, from Golby's. So we ordered them from Golby's on Friday. They turned up Monday, which is great. So T3 flange. So for starters, we're probably just going to use one of the old turbos off the MX-5, see how that goes. But yeah, weld a wastegate to that, and we're pretty much set to go. So it means we've got to pull off the old turbos, ditch all that, and fix up our plumbing issues. And then we can throw this thing on the dyno. Bloody Japanese cars.